using miniatures in movies has gone back now almost 100 years, and it's a great technique, and I think it's a lasting technique. It's reliable. We know how to achieve the look. You can shoot multiple camera angles simultaneously. You can basically garner a lot of footage in a very short period of time. You have to start with some scale model version of the actual set or structure. In this case, it's a 380-foot submarine. Jose made the decision to go with a 1/7 scale submarine. As a result, we had to scale everything accordingly. He built this ice pack that has a 1/7 scale ice blocks and scale snow, and they submerge it in this tank. Inside the tank is a track which the scale submarine can travel along.
That tank is about 12 feet deep, and there's tons of water in there. It's full of water because obviously when this crashes out, there's water involved. And that's probably one of the hardest things is dealing with is to get the camera speeds right so that the water looks good, so it doesn't look like it splashes. A lot of volume of water is pushed out of the way, as well as the ice. And we pull the submarine very quickly, so it has some real energy and really smashes this out of the way. And then we turn the camera quite high speed, in this case at 96 frames per second. And by doing that, it means that the moment in time is slowed down by 4 times, and so those pieces don't just tumble across and just roll out the way. They have some real mass and some weight, and so that's probably one of the hardest things to get the right balance of, is using natural elements and scaling them, because it's very difficult to scale water, fire, and that sort of thing.
Once we actually get the shot, we review it on video. We have video taps attached to all the cameras, and so we can play back the shot at the desired frame rate. Once we review that on video, we decide if we like the action, if we like the way the cameras were moving in accordance with the action, determine any adjustments that we need to make. In the meantime, the divers go into the water, they pull the submarine back into the start position, the model makers go back and they start redressing the ice pack, and everybody gets ready for another round of shots. On any given day, setting up a shot for, say, one 3-second shot that might appear in the movie, it can involve a half a day to a full day worth of setup prep time in order to get the shot. They have to put fake snow. They use things like salt and styrofoam blocks covered with wax to represent chunks of ice. And all those have to be built in and structured together. And they're also pre-broken so that as the sub breaks up through the ice, it moves apart or breaks apart in the manner that we've so determined. Whenever you go into model work, do you shoot it outside or do you go on a controlled stage environment? If it's a natural light setting, we try to shoot outside. Of course, you give up, especially in a place like England, where it rains every 5 minutes. You're risking how much you can actually shoot, but often that risk is worth it. Sometimes it can be just the opposite. There can be too much sun. In this particular scene, we want to have sort of an ambient, slightly overcast light, and yet it can be bright sun, which can be just as bad as rain.
Video, please.
We try to get as many shots as we can in one day. Sometimes it's only one shot. Sometimes it's, we get 2 or 3 shots. We run test after test, and then when we're satisfied with working out all the kinks, then we'll actually go ahead and shoot the shots for real.
Turn over. And action!
Once we actually photograph the particular shot, the work really begins. We will then take the negative and scan it into the computer, and then we have to augment that photographed background, in this case the submarine coming up through the ice, and put additional effects elements on top of it, computer-generated elements or practical stage elements. In this case, it'll be a combination of both. You have to definitely be patient and work with the elements, but in the end, it pays off.